The enemy is after your ability to focus.
That's it.
And please don't misconstrue what we're saying. A distraction is not when you can't focus, but it's a mismanagement of your focus. Yes, you're focused, but you're focused on the wrong thing. And unfortunately, sometimes you didn't know it was a distraction until after you've been distracted.
Distractions come in your life for 3 reasons. A, you're a threat. B, you're changing. Or C, you're close. I'm gonna park right there because the enemy knows that you're close. He knows that you're close. That's why he's coming up against you. He knows if you keep praying like this, worshiping like this, fasting like this, going to church like this, being diligent like this, being committed like this, just being like this. He sees you being like this. He sees you doing what you're supposed to do, pursuing purpose, walking in God's way. He's watching you. He's seeing you. So why would he not try to distract you? Because if he can distract you with this, then he knows you're not going to step into that.
All of this is happening because you're close. Spiritual elevation causes satanic intimidation. The more he sees you elevating your spirit, the more he sees your spirit growing, the more he gets intimidated. So don't get confused by the attacks. Be confirmed by him. You're close. Be your threat. You are a threat. See, some of us don't even recognize how powerful you are. You don't really see all the stuff you carry. You don't really see all the stuff you possess. So for the enemy, you're a threat. For some critics, you're a threat. For some people who are trying to do it like you, you're a threat. And when you're a threat, you become a target. So he tries to stop you because he knows if you start that ministry, if you release that book, if you embark on that entrepreneurialism pursuit, that you're actually going to change culture and change society. Because if you ever can become free from that mental insecurity, you're going to change the generation. You're going to have an impact in this earth that causes hell to be nervous.
Say what?
So it comes after you because you're a threat. At the zoo, the lion cage and the parrot cage aren't the same size. There is a greater cage for the thing that will be a greater threat if it ever got released. And the enemy many times tries to distract you because if you ever get out of the cage of insecurity, if you ever get out of the cage of doubt, you're going to be a problem.
Because listen, you changing, all right? Because have you ever realized or have you ever noticed that as soon as you make it up in your mind that you're going to be for real, that you making up your mind, you not going back, here come that ex, here come that drama, here come that mess, here come that distraction. Have you noticed that?
I've noticed.
Every single time you like, I ain't doing it no more. I'm gonna be for real this time. I'm gonna be faithful. I'm not going back. This is it. This is done. I'm done.
It's almost like a made up mind is the alarm clock for distractions to come.
Right. Because see, the enemy sees your progress. He sees it. He sees your forward progress. So because of that, he sends familiar comfort.
Did y'all hear that? The enemy sees your forward progress. So he sends familiar comfort. Because he's smart but stupid. He's smart enough to know that comfort zones and callings will never be romantically involved.
Right.
He's stupid because he's failed to realize when you're focused on the right thing, it causes you to resist familiar things, which is why you have to get over what's over. Having an Egypt appetite helps you entertain a wilderness distraction. Because if he can't get you to go back to where you were, he'll try to trap you at where you're at. So even in the wilderness, it's not where you stand. This is a pathway for me to get to the next level. And so he'll try to send you something of your past to see if you still have an Egypt appetite so that you'll entertain a wilderness distraction. So what are the signs of a distraction? Drift from godly disciplines, questioning your standards, choosing it over your responsibility. A distraction will always make you drift away from godly principles.
That's right.
Notice it's not a swift turn because a lot of us don't recognize we're drifting when it's slow. Right. And so many of us are caught up with the fire. I'm not going to do that, but we're overlooking the smoke.
Right.
And the smoke is what chokes you. And so the enemy wants to choke your commitment, choke your standards, choke your prayer life. And he does it slowly. It's not swift, it's by a drift. And to question your standards. You weren't questioning your standards until he came, until she came. You didn't think your standards were too high until he said, girl, you tripping. You didn't think that boundary was crazy until they challenged it.
Right.
Distractions make you question your standards. And lastly, you choose it over your responsibilities.
Ooh.
You know that you have a responsibility. I got to get here. I got to do this.
Right.
I have to get here. You will be late watching porn. Porn is a distraction. You will be late because I have to finish watching this. And this is a huge sign that this is a distraction. When you choose it over your responsibilities.
My God.
Feast on it. It's Redefine TV.
Or redefining relationships righteously.